Well, hello, Seekers. What's happening? I am in Seattle. This is the Airbnb that I am staying in. Nice little place. It is downtown, and I guess there was a stabbing right across the street from here last night. So I heard, I had my windows open last night, and this morning at about 6 o'clock in the morning, the trash men, or at least I assume that's what it was because I heard a big, them dumping trash cans and stuff. And I heard them saying, "Did you hear about the stabbing across the street from here last night?" And I was like, "Oh, somebody got stabbed, eh?" So that is big city life for you. I'm glad I don't live here, but I like the area. Went out walking yesterday. So anyway, I'm only here till Wednesday, and then I'm driving back home. I probably won't be on the Redacted show on Wednesday because of the time that I have to leave. So I wanted to talk really quick about just an update on time. So I've been trying to, I wanted to change the time. I was posting content at 10 o'clock a.m. Pacific, and that was working pretty good, but I was getting, for the live streams, I was having some people from, Australia and overseas saying, "Oh, we can't ever join you live because of the time difference and everything." So I thought, well, it won't be that hard for me to post content later in the day. So I was like, all right, I'll try 4 o'clock p.m. But that has been proving to be a real challenge because here it is. I just got done with Redacted. It's 3 o'clock. What I was doing is recording the night before and then putting the video out and scheduling it by 4. But I've realized because of YouTube, what they've told me is most of my viewers are not on YouTube at that time and that I should be posting earlier in the morning. So I think because of my workflow process that was working really well in Colorado by posting in the morning, shooting in the afternoon and editing it that night and then scheduling it for the morning was working for me way better than this 4 o'clock and 6 o'clock thing that I was playing with has been doing. And also doing the live streams right at the end of the day. It also was a challenge. So I think I'm going to go back to mornings for the content. And I know you guys really don't care. When I put it out, I'll put it out and you guys will watch it or not watch it. I know you guys don't really care. But from my standpoint, what I'm trying to do is I'm trying to put stuff out at the exact same time every day so that you guys get into a habit of knowing when the content is coming. It's like, okay, David's time is at this time every day. I want to be where I need to be in order to watch that content, participate in the live streams because I want you guys to be able to participate, etc. So I just want to make sure that I'm catering to as many people while also focusing on my personal schedule because it has to fit my personal schedule more than anything, because if it doesn't, then I'll end up not doing it or making excuses or whatever. So that is first and foremost. And my schedule is fairly open aside from the time that I do Redacted, which is from about 12:15 p.m. Pacific. I start, getting into that mode till about 3 o'clock p.m. Pacific when we're done. So that's, 4 o'clock Eastern, like about 3:30 Eastern or so, 3:15 to about 6 o'clock Eastern. I'm pretty in Redacted mode. Because sometimes we get together a little bit before the show if I have to fix things, set things up. And then after the show, we sometimes hang out and do a little kibitzing, as Clayton would call it. Just hang out, talk about the show, talk about some of the stories, because we might not have been privy to some of the information and just wow, can't believe that happened and blah, blah, blah. Talk about, post-show stuff okay, how many viewers, anything in chat, things like that. We just kind of go over what we call a post-mortem. Just kind of go over the stream a little bit and talk about different things, talk about family things. I mean, we just like Clayton says, we just kibitz after every show. So, based on that, I don't want to do any kind of content that's too close to that starting or too close to that ending. But it was working out for me a lot better in the morning. But I'm also one of those people. So I do suffer from migraines sometimes. Not very often, not like I used to. I used to get a migraine a few times a month, where now I might get one a month. It just depends. And what it generally boils down to, when I was eating vegetables, I got them a lot more. And when I had vegetables in my diet, I got migraines quite often. I took vegetables out of my diet, and I don't get them as much unless I really get my sleeping pattern out of whack. So if I stay up till like, 5, 6 o'clock in the morning, then I sleep for a little bit. I get up early because I have things to do in order to do the show, and I don't get my, 5 to 7 hours that my body likes or needs. I'll sometimes get a migraine. So I don't want to schedule these things too early in the morning, because there's sometimes where if I stay up a little late, I like to sleep. I basically like to sleep till I'm done. When I'm done sleeping, that's when I want to get up. And if I get up before I'm done, or I take a nap and it ends up not being long enough, that can go into a migraine. So I just really want to be cognizant of that and just make sure that I don't schedule things that will fall into that time that I might need a little extra sleep, or I could just cancel on those days and not do anything. So, and again, they're not very many, maybe once a month. It just depends on how I'm sleeping. So I think I am going to go back to the mornings, my time. I'm not sure yet if I want to go 9 or 10 Pacific, but it'll probably be one of those times. The time that YouTube tells me that I should be doing it is between 6 and 8 a.m. But I am not going to be getting up at 6 or 8 a.m. I would have to go to bed fairly early, which I'm not opposed to. I'm not opposed to going to bed early. It's just like in the evening when I sit down and do stuff, that's when I get the most done. However, I say that, but when we were doing the Redacted show for about a year or so, at like 6 in the morning. So I was getting up at like 5:15 or so. And after I was done with the show at like roughly 7 o'clock in the morning or so, I just had so much more time and I got a lot more done. So maybe, and I was just going to bed at like 9, 10 o'clock, 11 o'clock, like somewhere in there. Because if I go to 11, 12, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, I could get up at 6 a.m. if I just went to bed by 11. I could totally do that. And that's what time that YouTube tells me the most people are on. So if I schedule it like at 7 a.m. my time, that could work. But then I would want to live stream at 7 a.m. my time as well. And that is, again, doable, but it doesn't fit my current schedule of staying up late. So I'm just going to have to like pontificate. Is that a word? That is a word, but what does pontificate mean? Express one's opinion in a way considered annoyingly pompous and dogmatic. Huh. Well, no, it's not that. But yeah, I have to think on it. I have to think long and hard on whether or not I want to commit to that time. And again, I can change it if it doesn't work until I get into, okay, what time is actually going to, like, what's going to stick? What's going to work long term? And when I was in Colorado, that 10 o'clock a.m. time worked for 30 some days. It was great because I'd go out and record in the evening. I would post in the morning. So that was working out great. But again, YouTube themselves tell me that you guys are on YouTube watching videos between 6 and 8 a.m. That's like the biggest amount of you are on YouTube at 6 to 8 a.m. my time. So 6, that's 9 o'clock to noon Eastern. So, that kind of makes sense. That's the same time that we used to have, redacted people on there. So I don't know. I'm gonna think it through. If I can get back on a sleeping pattern of going to bed by 11, so say 10 o'clock I'm in bed, I'm trying to be asleep by 11, I could totally do that time. I could totally do 7 a.m. And that puts me right in the middle of when YouTube tells me, you guys, you early birds are on freaking YouTube doing whatever it is you do on YouTube at 6 o'clock in the freaking morning. What are you guys doing? What are you guys doing on YouTube at 6 o'clock in the morning? Come on, give me a break. If you guys could just all get on a little bit later, I could just commit to like 9 o'clock or something. But geez, 6 to 8? I mean, I could just do 8. It gives me the extra hour. So if I was in bed by 1 o'clock a.m., well, I'm saying I would have to get up right at 7. So if worst case, so yeah, maybe if I do 8 a.m., that could work really well. because that'd give me time if I needed to stream for longer than 2 hours. That would only put me at around 11 or noon, and I still wouldn't run into redacted time anywhere near that. I'm at the end of when YouTube tells me you guys are active, so maybe I'll try that. 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific, that's 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern. So we'll try that for a couple weeks. I'm going to commit to that. I'm going to commit to that for a couple weeks. 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific, 11 o'clock a.m. Eastern. All right? So 8 Pacific, 9 Mountain, 10 Central, 11 Eastern. All of you that have different time zones. What is it up with time zones anyway? Don't you guys hate that? Like, why do we still follow that stupid time zone shit? Come on, Rubio. You started a legislation to stop it. Why did you end it? What happened? Get it back in there. I'll vote for it. You guys vote for it? Would you guys vote for ending time zones? So dumb. So dumb. But I think that's all I got. I have some long form videos that I'm working on. As soon as I get home, I'm going to write some more scripts for these. The first one about the mainstream media is kind of a, what do you call it? Not a work in progress, but a test. There's a word for it. It's kind of like work in progress. What is it? There's a specific word that I'm looking for. Not a litmus test. I will be your hero. I will kiss away the pain. No, that's not what I was thinking of. I think it starts with a C. I will be your. Now I keep thinking, let me be your hero, baby. That's all I can think of. I don't want to leave until I come up with that word. Use case. It's going to be a use case or I think that might be it. But anyway, a maiden voyage, a test video, concept. A concept. I think that's it. The initial concept. It'll be a concept video. I don't know if that's even right. It doesn't sound right now that I actually am saying it. But anyway, it will be a test to see how you guys like that format, how it is for me and Grim on our end to put together and edit and play with, to see if you guys even enjoy it. And it can change over time. And then once we launch the Discord channel, which I'm working on, then you guys can give feedback. I can launch it a little earlier. You guys give feedback, and we can maybe make edits and stuff based on that. Like potentially for those of you that are paying members, we'll call you a VIP, seeker VIPs. Any of you seeker VIPs would get access and be able to give feedback. You know, if it depends. I mean, it depends on how we put them together and all that other stuff. So, a proof of concept. Is that it? Proof of concept? Proof of concept? I think that's it. I think that's what I'm thinking of. Proof of concept. Yeah. I'm pretty sure that's it. Wow. I got it. I remembered. Yeah, I think that's it. But anyway, so you guys get to check that out. I will release that early to members. I always do. So I'm trying to release the video the night before for members, so that you guys can watch it a full night and into the time that it launches, that it releases, which would be 8 o'clock a.m. Pacific the following day. So it depends on like when it's done. If Grim gets it done in the morning one day and it's past 8 a.m., then we would schedule it for the next day at 8 a.m. and members would have access to it that whole time before it went live on the channel. So if you're not a member, become a member for as low as $2.99 a month. Become a VIP seeker and get access. Yeah. All right. So I think that's it. I think that's all I got. Somebody came in here and made a comment, and I thank you for your constructive criticism, telling me to quit using so many filler words if I wanted to sound like a more credible and professional journalist. Just so you guys know, I am not trying to be a journalist on this channel. I am not trying to put forth a professional video. What I'm trying to do on these videos is start conversations. And I am not trying to be somebody that I'm not. I speak this way And I'm not going to try not to speak this way, because then I will be not being genuine with the way that I communicate. So I will not try not to say or or like or whatever. Like whatever those things that I do, not going to try and stop it. I don't care about that. I'm not trying to be a professional presenter. I am just trying to start conversations. Now, in the scripted ones, yeah, those will be more clean. They won't have the filler words. It'll just be straight to the point. Boom. For those videos. But for these vlogs that are for conversation, I will never do that. You guys can tell me till you're blue in the face that I should try to not use those filler words and stuff. I'll never try that. I will never comply. I do not comply, okay? I appreciate people taking the time to give me feedback like that, but never gonna happen, all right? So thank you guys so much for watching, and let me know, does it bother you that I say like and and all that stuff a lot? Like, do you do that too? What I always tell people is every that I make is leading me to a thought. If I take out the because that's like my thinking pause between, I could just be like, and then I'll do this, and then I'll do this, instead of going, and then I'll do this. You know what I mean? It's like those those ahs, and all that stuff are leading me to my thought to complete it. And without that, I don't think I would be as, connecting dots. It's like, that's just how I work. So will not be changing that anytime soon, but I still appreciate you taking the time to make the comment to tell me to change it. All right. Anyway, thank you guys so much, and I will see you in the next video. We're gonna try 8 o'clock a.m. All right. I'm gonna schedule this. So this is supposed to go out today. All right, but I'm gonna schedule it for tomorrow, and then maybe I can get a day ahead. And if I can do that, that will make it even easier to be ahead. All right. So thanks you guys so much, and I'll see you tomorrow. Peace.